Charlie Strong, hired back at Alabama as a defensive analyst. Give us your take on what that means for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, first of all, I think it's really big because you lose Austin Armstrong, who was a very promising young inside linebackers coach. He's only around for, 2 weeks before he decides to take the defensive coordinator job at Florida, which makes sense. I mean, that's a job that you really can't pass up. It's one of the best programs in the country. But Alabama was left, I wouldn't say scrambling. They had like a short list of candidates that they wanted to target. Robert Bala was someone that they viewed very highly of. They thought very highly of, and so they decided to bring him in. Charlie Strong brings more of that experience factor to complement him because he's a really young guy. He's been coaching for about 10 years, but it's been at places, like Liberty and Southern Utah and places like that. So being able to get Charlie Strong on staff, and then you also got Kevin Steele, who's got experience with the inside linebackers as well. I think that they're the perfect two complements for a young guy like Bala, who I think is going to be a very good recruiter for Alabama. And so I think it was really big for them to bring him back.
Clint, when we look at the inside linebacker position coming back to the 2023 season, do you think it was imperative for Alabama to really strengthen that inside linebacker position, not only from the players that are coming up that need more experience kind of going into the springtime, but also from a coaching standpoint? And I know we've kind of went back and forth about Pete Golding's style, but I think I'm asking you, do you think that was an overall focus of Coach Saban kind of going into this season with the inside linebackers specifically?
Yeah, it's such an important position in Alabama's defense, right? I mean, it's essentially, Henry To'oTo'o was the field general of your defense. He was a very, athletic, high IQ type of player. Definitely fit that field general mold as far as the defensive mind is concerned. He understood what everybody around him needed to be doing or where they needed to be lined up. But I think he lacked something physically a little bit, and there wasn't any. He wasn't really a tone setting type of player, and you want to have guys who not only bring the Reuben Fosters of the world, the Reggie Raglins, the Rashaan Evans, but you also want to make sure that they have that, or at least as close to it as possible, is that Henry To'oTo'o football IQ. So you want to have high profile coaches who know what they're doing, who have experience coaching the position, who not only understand how to properly teach technique and all those things, but also it's a different mindset than your safeties and your corners and your defensive line. Those guys have to be able to handle the responsibility of essentially calling the defense or making sure that defensive signals are, relayed to everybody else. So it's an extra responsibility. And so I think it's huge that they were able to target some of these coaches. And I do think that there's going to be a huge emphasis on making sure that they get a little bit more physicality at that position. Tresman Marshall being brought in as a transfer. He's a very physical player, and he's got a lot of experience in a very similar styled system. And so I think that adds just yet another body with experience that you can kind of, if you need a mic, someone that knows what they're doing, I think Tresman Marshall would certainly fit that. Maybe he could play some Will if they want Deontay Lawson there. But you can definitely tell based off of off-season, moves and decisions, they really want to get more out of that position.
Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out our other related content right here on Bama Insider. Be sure and like and subscribe, inching closer to 100,000 subscribers right here on Bama Insider.